The shooter has been apprehended. We are just now hearing that the active shooter on Fort Stewart has been apprehended. Also that the lockdown has been lifted on the main part of the base. Obviously that a huge sigh of relief for folks.
We spoke with the mayor as soon as he arrived at the scene here last night and also today via Zoom. We spoke for about 14 minutes while he was in the airport. He made time for us as he was traveling out of town because he knows how important it is for you all to hear from him. If you want to watch that full interview, you can go to our website. It is posted there for you to view in its entirety.
Sitting in that 90-minute slowdown is not how you want to start the holidays. Just take a beat, maybe hang out with us right here on the news. Our next story now. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she has no plans to run for president. Greene announcing Friday that she won't seek re-election and will leave her seat in Congress in January. We start tonight with a WTOC exclusive. Members of the International Longshoremen's Association in Savannah have sent a formal letter to ILA national leadership claiming widespread financial misconduct by the local's current leaders. Let's bring in our WTOC lead investigator Shay Schrader right away on this because Shay, I know you've been digging into this letter throughout the day and working the phones. What is this letter asking for?
And we have a lot to get to this morning.
We absolutely do. I'm Tyler Manion. You see our meteorologist Dylan Smith and Andrew Gorton here on this First Alert Weather Day and some of those impacts behind us in our monitor as well. Andrew, we got to get right to you. Yeah. What is going on right now? What do folks need to know about? Now, my producer and I, we were ready to show you that video, but law enforcement actually has asked us not to, with fears that showing it could jeopardize their investigation. So instead, I can walk you through what we saw in the video. This is the area of the Estill convenience store where an employee was standing, looking down at his phone when a man dressed in all black walked in pointing a gun at him. Our Erin Dixon picks up the story from right there. If you missed the district attorney's remarks, she said she had a direct message to the folks responsible for this. She said, "We will find you, we will see you, and we will prosecute you." She's also said that this will never happen again in Chatham County. She said that this case will take the highest priority in her office, although she will treat it just like any other case, and that it is not more important than the justice of other cases. She also said that she will be bringing swift justice to those responsible. Now, she made very clear that she was not going to comment on the investigation. She said she'll leave that to law enforcement and is confident that they will bring her a case to prosecute in due time. This clip coming to us straight from Air Force One on October 27th, and it all leads us to today. Our Cam McCann had a chance to ask Governor Kemp how his trip to Korea went and how the relationship between Georgia and Korea stands now. As you can see, Cam joins us live. So what can you tell us? Thanks for joining us on the News at 4. I'm Tyler Manion in for Mike Seela. We are starting with that breaking news tonight. The murder trial of Isaiah Goodman has ended in a partial mistrial.
She's just one of the people who were inside the mall, but of course first responders were inside for the hours after people like that were evacuated. We're joined by one of them right now, Chatham County Sheriff Richard Coleman. Obviously, Sheriff, you were here responding, trying to figure out what was going on. Take me back into last night, the emotions that you were feeling as you first got to the scene and what you saw.
The suspect is a male U.S. Army sergeant. That is brand new information from our partners at CBS that, again, they are getting from a U.S. official confirming that the suspect, again, who has been arrested, is a U.S. Army sergeant and is a man. Brand new and from our national partners. Heavy rains coming down in certain parts of our area all throughout the day today, raising the risks of flooding and potentially some other impacts as well. That's why today is a First Alert Weather Day. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Dave Turley and get a live look outside across the area. Only very specific places seeing that rain right now. Dave, we see the Savannah riverfront dry at the moment, but you're saying it's some of our westward counties that's not the case. Turning our attentions back to those fires out in Long County. We do have Anna Stansfield now. As we just mentioned earlier at the start of the newscast, she was looking for a safe place to come live to us. Anna, we see that you're all set up with that fire just over your shoulder. What are you seeing out there right now?
But somebody has to do it, and we supply the volunteers for those jobs.
And we know this tournament, the other thing we talk about always is the charitable benefits, right? And Steve Wilmot says all the time, if we had to pay the volunteers a dime, Steve Wilmot, for those that don't know, tournament director, we had him on right here live yesterday. If we had to pay those volunteers a dime, we wouldn't be able to give anything to charity.
I've heard Steve's speech before. That's 100% correct.
Tropical Storm Helene, as we said at the top of this half hour, has officially turned deadly in the coastal empire. There's a death confirmed in Jeff Davis. We have their emergency management director On the line right now, Charles Wasden.
Here today.
And I know we have this map we can show you, which at the beginning showed where this is in comparison to Savannah, but our folks in the control room, if we could show that other map as well that focuses kind of just on Fort Stewart, the wider picture with where that 2nd Armored Brigade combat team area is in comparison to the rest of the base. You're seeing this now.
In local political news today, Republican Congressman Buddy Carter announcing that he's going to be running for U.S. Senate in 2026, set to challenge incumbent Democrat Jon Ossoff. That means, though, that his seat in the U.S. House of Representatives would be up for grabs. If you're not familiar, they're going to take this hospital bed, this gurney, all the way down Bay Street from where we are up on Harrington down to historic Henry C. Chambers Waterfront Park. We're going to bring it to you live right here on the news. Like I said, a group of local architects ready to take the first ride, and you see all these people lining Bay Street. They've got water guns, they've got balloons, and they've got buckets filled with water ready to get these folks as soaked as humanly possible. I got to tell you, one of the folks in our first group here, Jeremiah, he won the bed races last year, defending champion, leading us off here in 2025.
Our Anna Stansfield traveled up to the state's capital and joins us live from there tonight after being in the room where some of these discussions have happened. Anna, what are some of the leaders from our area focused on in these talks?
Dave and Jamie, thank you both. Obviously, as Jamie's mentioning, it's exciting, but this is going to bring some impacts to our region, both in the Coastal Empire and in the Low Country. We have live team coverage for you tonight. We'll get to our Shay Schrader, who you see on the right side of your screen in just a moment. She's out in Statesboro. But first, we want to start with our Flynn Snyder, who's in the city of Savannah, where we are under a state of emergency, bracing for ice, Arctic air, and even snow.
I want to go now to the city where it all started, Washington, D.C. That's where we join national correspondent Molly Martinez. So, Molly, we know the dust has settled after yesterday's House vote on the big, beautiful bill. What is sentiment like about it today?
If there was a recommendation for folks, obviously you know this place and the experience is better than most, what would you tell people on their way out this weekend? Hey, you got to make sure and you see or do this.
If you know anything about what happened this weekend in that shooting, you're urged to contact the McIntosh County Sheriff's Office at the number that's on the bottom of your screen. You can also find it with this story at our website, WTOC.com. Right now, Savannah police are asking for your help in finding a vehicle that's connected to a deadly hit and run from earlier this month. I want to give you a good look at this on your screen right now.